Counselor, proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, you fired 2 shots, Marlene. One in the chest and one in the back. That's not chaos, that's choreography. You say you were afraid that your life was in danger, and yet you never filed a police report. You never changed the locks. You never even told a neighbor. What you did do was you shot and killed a person who once shared your home. And that's the facts.
I told people, I told doctors, therapists, but they don't testify. They just nod and hand you a tissue.
No, tissues don't hold up in court now, do they? Marlene, they don't. Records do, wounds do,
And the prosecution
evidence.
is pretending fear comes with perfect paperwork. Let's be clear. This isn't a case about whether Marlene kept the right receipts. This is a case about why someone does what they do when they believe they may die.
Let's not argue. Mr. Brace, continue.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. Let's talk about what you believe, Marlene. You claim you were terrified, but fear doesn't reload. Fear doesn't follow a retreating figure and pull the trigger again. That's not what it does. That's not defense. That's destruction. That's what that is. Thank you.
They were walking toward my daughter's bedroom.
And so you made the decision. Final, irrevocable. And now you want absolution dressed up as
Or maybe
self-defense.
Marlene did what any person would do if no one else was coming, if no one else had come. You can't play back fear in 4K. You can't rewind the panic of hearing your front door creak at 2 a.m. and knowing exactly whose footsteps they are. You don't need a bruise to know danger. Sometimes the worst things leave no evidence at all.
And sometimes they leave a body with 2 bullets and no justification for any of the actions that have taken place. That is what we have
You
here.
want to talk justification? Let's talk about what Marlene had already survived. The emergency room visits with no explanations. The shattered phone screens. The whispered warnings to their child not to answer the door. Marlene did everything right until the system proved it wouldn't protect them. So yes, they pulled the trigger. But not because of vengeance. Because they knew what would happen if they didn't.
Oh, yeah? Well, you want the jury to accept that someone can act as judge, jury, and executioner and just walk out of here because they were scared. Where do we draw the line then, counselor? When and every fear becomes a license to kill? Because what I see here is someone who didn't react to danger. They eliminated it cleanly, silently, without warning. And now what they are looking for is acceptable. They want that to be acceptable. Justice by instinct.
No.
Is that what we're
You're
headed
left with
for?
someone who stayed alive. You're left with someone who didn't become another headline. I begged for help years ago. From friends. From shelters. I swallowed my pride so many times it made me sick. But when the door opened that night and I saw those eyes again, the same ones that used to light up before the hits, I knew. If I didn't stop it, it would start again. I didn't shoot because I was angry. I shot because I'd run out of exits.
And that's what matters. Not perfection, not paperwork, but survival. The law doesn't say, wait until you're bleeding to defend yourself. The law says, believe, reasonably, that your life is in danger. That's what Marlene did. That's what anyone would do.
But not everyone fires 2 shots, front and back. 2
No,
shots.
just the ones who've lived through the first one.
10-minute recess. Jury will remain seated.